Welcome back. Seems like a fine time to introduce our next possible fooler.
When I was 5 years old, my manual dexterity was so bad that my parents sent me to occupational therapy for a year before I even started preschool. And that's where I learned my first magic trick, in occupational therapy. I had to do simple tasks to try to get my motor skills better. And that got me started. And it's led to a lifelong love of intricate sleight of hand. Doing difficult, nuanced, interesting sleight of hand has become the centerpiece of the magic I do. I'm a lawyer by training, and I like to bring the same analytical mindset to my magic that I bring to being a lawyer. I spent days, weeks, months, and years in my workshop designing illusions to fool you. Penn Teller, you know what I'm about to do is impossible, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Feldman.
Penn Teller, I grew up admiring how you create one compelling point of view from two different perspectives. One who tells the audience everything they need to know to be fooled, and the other who stays silent and just lets them fool themselves. Penn and Teller. That "and" had an important impact on the way that I designed my own magic tricks. But it's just me up here today, so I brought my own "and." And I'm going to try to do both. I will tell you what you need to know, but when the trick comes, I'll stay silent and see if you can fool yourselves. Now, the first thing you need to know is that it's surprisingly easy to make you draw the wrong conclusions. I'm going to control exactly how high this balloon floats. See, surprisingly easy. Tie a weight to the bottom of the balloon and it goes that way instead of that way. But don't worry, that's not the trick. Well, it's a trick, I guess, but it's not the trick. You'll know that when it happens. Allison, would you mind coming over here? And would you just sign your name here on the weight at the bottom of the balloon? Thank you. Now, like I said, I am going to control how high this balloon floats, but I'm not going to pretend to cast any magic spells, and I'm not going to pretend to break the laws of physics. I'm a magician. What I do is set beautiful traps for your perception. I'm not here to make you believe in the supernatural. So, if I snap my fingers and wave my hand over the balloon, well, nothing happens because I don't actually have supernatural powers, but it does increase the dramatic tension. For this moment, when I separate the weight from the balloon, and we're ready for the trick. Now, Allison, would you hold out your hand for me? Actually, would you hold out both of your hands for me? Great, yeah, and close your eyes. Because I want you to imagine something you know is impossible, but that you're going to want to believe. I want you to imagine the weight in your hand, how heavy it is, how solid it is. I want you to imagine that you could give it just a gentle little toss, and that it would soar upwards towards the balloon. Imagine that, and you can open your eyes, but keep your hands right where they are. And on the count of 3, you'll just give a gentle little toss like that. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Shh. Now, could you go over ahead and catch that? And shake the balloon. Can you hear something inside?
Yeah.
Now, rationally, you know that that weight with your name on it cannot possibly be in that balloon, but you want to believe it. And that's how you fool yourself. So would you take these? And would you just open up the bottom of the balloon right here? There you go, keep cut all the way across. There it is. Go ahead and show them your name on the weight right there. Now, I set the trap. Penn Teller. Did you fool yourselves?
Michael Feldman, everyone. Wow. I thought you said you didn't have magical powers.
Well, I think it's actually more interesting to say the truth, which is that I don't have supernatural abilities. If you believe in magic, then you don't have the fundamental piece of what is fool us, right? Because fool us means you know that it's not possible, and yet you see it happen anyway. So if it were really magical powers, I wouldn't be fooling anyone. I'd just be really doing it.
Is telling the truth a powerful tool in magic?
Telling the truth is absolutely a powerful tool in magic because everything I do is in some way true. I am doing all of the actions I say I'm doing. It's just that I'm also doing some other things you might not see. So you draw your own conclusion from the things you see. You can't draw any conclusions from the things you don't see, and that's how you get fooled.
Is it hard to approach magic from a purely logical point of view?
No, I like approaching magic from a logical point of view. I'm actually a lawyer by training, so it's the same analytical mindset that I bring to magic as I do to law.
All right. Well, let's see if Penn and Teller know how you did your trick.
Sounds good.
Penn, Teller.
Oh, Michael, what a really original idea. And it's very hard to get original ideas that are simple, you know? It's a simple idea and also something everybody thinks about the physics of that. You know, everybody plays with balloons, everybody knows that exact feeling and how they work, and seeing it work contrary to the way it's supposed to work is really, really magical. And you tried to, lead us down there, and you used a balloon that is very special to us. The ampersand is kind of the thread that ties us together, so that's very, very special. And when you have a partnership, we're both watching, you talked about that, there becomes a dual reality. Teller sees things one way, I see things another. Allison sees them another way, which would not be a dual, that would be a triple, but that's not my point. And all of that. And when we do stuff like this, working together with the ampersand tying us together, sometimes, the weight of the performance is on me, sometimes it's on Teller. It kind of changes and goes back and forth there. But it is, the ampersand, the balloon is really the thread that holds us together. So it was very, very original and also very personal to us.
Thank you.
So we think we have an idea of how you did this wonderful trick.
Did they figure out how you did your trick?
It sounds to me like they have a pretty good idea, yes.
Okay. Well, you didn't fool them, but we absolutely loved having you here. Thank you, Michael Feldman.
Thank you very much. It was great to be here.
Thank you. Find out if some lucky magician can walk away with a Fool Us trophy when we come back.